We already know kind of which parameters are safe and useful because they've already been tested on Matic and BSC and done a lot of volume. It's important to understand the difference between these three networks. Matic can steal all your money whenever they want. And by steal, I mean just freeze it forever. I'm not sure that they could actually like withdraw it, but they could just pause it forever. $8 billion there. That's disgusting. That's the opposite of why crypto was invented. Crypto was invented to remove middlemen. Matic's a giant middleman.
If anyone had the to play devil's advocate, if Matic stole someone's money, they would be shooting themselves in the foot, right? It's the same reason, the same kind of argument that that I would tell people if they said, well, you know, China used to control over 51% of the hash rate on Bitcoin, so they could theoretically, you know, screw the network over. But then you would be literally losing trust in the network, and again, that's where all the revenue comes from. So you'd be committing financial suicide.
There's two problems with that argument. One, they could have a mistake regardless of how perfectly beautiful and altruistic they were, because he could just lose his keys, and a wrong guy could get his keys. Two, Mt. Gox. All your stuff you just said applies to Mt. Gox. Why would they screw their users? Why would they blow themselves in the foot? And yet everyone lost all their money. And the same thing applies to Quadriga CX and BTCE and Cryptopia. And I could go down the list. That same like, oh, they wouldn't screw everyone because it would hurt their business. No. People get screwed all the time. Businesses get wrecked all the time. Crypto is full of flaws. Everything has problems in crypto except Hex. Mt. Gox, more recent. BitMEX founders jailed. OKX founders jail, paused withdrawals for a month and a half. Ravencoin, 10% inflation bug. Mined it, dumped it on market. XLM, inflation bug. Monero, inflation bug. And 2 days ago, it was discovered that if you sent your Monero within an hour of receiving it, it wasn't actually anonymous. Your project apparently has had some bugs.
Yeah.
Like everything in crypto is wrecked except Hex, which is perfect and flawless and running 100% uptime on the front end, 100% uptime on the trading, 100% uptime in the contract. Absolutely perfect, flawless. And it's gone up 385,000% in a year and a half. And that's before staking. And the average payout on staking is 40%. So you're up like 6,000 fold your money. It's God mode. And it's hilarious to me that people don't get it yet. They'll get it eventually. I think.
Do you think on that? I know it's a little bit of a tangent here, but just because I don't want to focus too much on Hex,
Sure.
but I do want to ask you: Do you think at this point, like, does Hex still have a viable future in the long run? And like, what would you say its use case is?
Oh, well, it does accidentally higher throughput, lower fee transactions than Bitcoin, not even as its core focus. It does store value better than Bitcoin. It's up 750x versus Bitcoin. It has features that Bitcoin does not have and will never have by monetizing the time value of money, which is over a $7.2 trillion market in the United States and China, which is completely and entirely unaddressed by the cryptocurrency projects except Hex. So can you lock up your money and earn more Bitcoin? No. Bitcoin miners are only paid inflation to destroy the environment. In Hex, instead of paying Bitcoin miners to destroy the environment, we pay Hex stakers to hold the price up. And so you have no negative externalities of having to pay electricity bills and facilities, and that makes the price go higher. And you enforce the only thing that actually matters in cryptocurrency speculation, which is holding something with product market fit. How many people got to ride Bitcoin from $1 to 65,000? Nobody, because they all sold. They thought they were smart selling the 10x or the 100x or the 1000x, but it did 6.5 million x. So Hex monetizes the only thing in cryptocurrency that actually makes people rich, which is buying and holding. It's working wonderfully. Our average hold time is 5.7 years currently, and it keeps getting longer because people believe in the system more and more. She won a Nobel Prize. No one's ever locked up this much money for this much time. Buy a house, you can sell it. You buy a bond, you can sell it. But you lock up your Hex for 15 years. You're holding for 7.5 of them minimum to get your principal back out. And if you don't hold for 7.5, you're going to lose principal. If you hold over 7.5, half of your commitment, then you're going to make some interest. It's amazing world-changing innovation that it's just proof of work change. Bitcoin's proof of work. Hex is proof of weight. That's it. That's all it is.